Suspected thugs last week went on rampage along Airport Road in Benin City, shooting sporadically, all in a bid to prevent the newly reinstated Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, from getting to Government House on Dennis Osadebe Avenue. Also on the entourage was the APC governorship candidate, Senator Monday Okwewolo, whose police aide was killed with 3 others injured. Our Rice correspondent, Christy Macaulay, has more.
The reinstated Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu, in company of APC governorship candidate Senator Monday Okwewolo, were received at the Benin airport by scores of supporters. But just as the airport reception was ongoing, thugs took over the major road, shooting indiscriminately and causing mayhem, which led many supporters to scamper for safety, with some people left injured. A police orderly attached to Okwewolo was shot dead, with 3 other policemen injured in the process. The Edo State government has accused the reinstated Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu of allegedly causing mayhem and inflicting pain on citizens who were going about their lawful duties, all in the guise of enforcing the Federal High Court judgment which nullified his earlier impeachment. In a statement by the Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Ighekpe, the state government says it will not allow such act that will lead to a breakdown of law and order, while declaring that Shaibu will be made to face the full wrath of the law. Christy Macaulay, Arise News.
Well, Martin Ighekpe is a lawyer who has been a long-time close observer of the political scene in Edo State. He joins us now to critique that unfortunate assault on Philip Shaibu, as well as the very disturbing direction of the build-up to the September 21st governorship election in the state. Good morning, Mr. Ighekpe. Good to have you join us on the morning show today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Well, as you know, it's exactly 2 months today to the election, to the governorship election in Edo State. There are 3 frontliners from PDP, from APC, from the Labour Party. But of course, I'm sure that you've been following what has been happening, particularly to the candidates of the APC and to the Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, who has just been reinstated to his post and who, intriguingly, has also now announced his defection to the APC. 2 months to the elections, how high are the stakes in Benin and in Edo State generally, from your own perspective?
As somebody who has been a member of the PDP since 2005, the development in Edo State can be said to be a challenging one. But like life, there's no challenge that you cannot surmount. The trajectory is very simple. The outgoing governor came into Edo State through the APC, but at the twin light of his administration, the first tenure, the APC kicked him out. This is clear and is of public notice. So he shopped for parties, and while we were here at the state at that time, he lobbied the National Working Committee of the party, and they gave him the ticket. After the ticket was given to him, there was discontent among the members at the chapter in Benin. But because the PDP is is an endowed leadership party, the leadership was able to close ranks. Mind you, at that time, the primaries had been conducted. The National Working Committee had already conducted the primaries for the primary elections. The delegates had been elected. So if the governor was to come into a party whose primary had been conducted, obviously he has no supporter. He has nobody he will canvass for vote for. But the leadership of the party closed ranks and ceded that office to him. Again, the leadership of the party galvanized the members of the party to ensure that the outgoing governor was elected. It was a united front. They were able to ensure that the aggrieved parties were brought on board. Unfortunately, after the outgoing governor became governor, the enabling environment for power sharing was thrown overboard. That was the beginning of the crisis. As we speak, the leadership of the party in PDP is in disarray. In PDP, there's a structure of leadership from the category A, category B, and category C leadership. The category B and C leadership of the party, they've all left, majority. The category A leadership, some has also left. This is the bedrock of the challenges that made the PDP to be where it is today. I resigned from the party about 2 months ago. Mind you, the deputy governor, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, has an inalienable right, a fundamental right, to contest any election if he so desires.
Yes, but can I...
But what did you get? Frustration. This is what led him to leave the PDP. And some of us who are loyal to the party, some of us who have been with the party through thick and thin, we felt the hijack of leadership that we met, that we sacrificed for, we are not comfortable. Thus, we had to leave the party. Now, going straight to your question, I want to first of all sympathize and condole with the families of the slain mobile police officer who was attached to the APC gubernatorial candidate. It's our prayer that the family will have the fortitude to bear the loss, because it is the family that would actually bear the pain. There have been a lot of accusations. Let's take it for example. A man was impeached. Before his impeachment, his people in Edo North, they went on a protest appealing to the governor not to carry on with the impeachment. But the impeachment went through.
Sorry, sir, please, I'd like to ask you a
violence.
Question. I'd like to actually clarify something.
Yes,
he was impeached, I believe, by the State House of Assembly, not the governor. Is that correct?
No, I'm speaking as a politician.
No, but I'm just trying to clarify. Legally, he was impeached by the House of Assembly of Edo State.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yes.
That he was impeached by the House of Assembly.
Okay, just for clarity. Thank you.
But let me tell you, he who plays the piper dictates the tune. I want to thank Mr. President for reducing the powers of the governors. In 1999, the independence of the House of Assembly was very endowed. We were here in Edo State when Governor Lucky Ighekpe was governor. We had a very active House of Assembly. Now you have a governor where about 9 persons were members of the House of Assembly for the first tenure of his government. So what do you expect? So I'm not too far from the truth when I said the governor impeached him.
Sorry, sir, but you're a lawyer, so as a lawyer, I feel like you cannot use a figure of speech to accuse a sitting governor of impeaching his deputy governor. As you have been introduced here as a lawyer, legally, he was impeached by the House of Assembly of Edo State, who are the representatives of the Edo people. Therefore, I'm just saying, on air, on the show, you cannot use a matter of speech to present it as a fact that the governor, Obaseki, impeached his deputy.
I concede to that, but the discussion here centers on politics. It is on record. What you have said is a fact. Even if I said, oh, the governor impeached him, does it change that fact? But we are discussing politics. You called me to talk about politics. So, if I'm talking from hindsight. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I appreciate the point you have made. It's on record that members of the House of Assembly impeached the deputy governor. Is that disputable? Even if I now say is the governor, does that change the fact? But I'm talking as a politician. So let's put that aside. Now the question is, when the deputy governor was now impeached, did you hear of any shooting anywhere? Was there violence anywhere? The man made a broadcast and told his followers to be patient, that he will go through the hog of the process of law. He did that. The court pronounced him as somebody who was never impeached. Look at it. The court said the impeachment was null, void, and ineffective. What does that mean? That he was never impeached in the eye of the law, because the essence of impeachment is that you will go through the process of law. Once there's a snag in that process, it becomes ineffective, null, and void. Now, we are not here to discuss law purely. It's politics. If I want to discuss law, I will discuss law purely. So, permit me to discuss politics, because you invited me to discuss the politics of Edo State. So I have a right to speak as a politician now. Secondly, a man is coming to celebrate his victory. Is on public view that this is a politician who is the second citizen in the state. He has gone through travails. He has told his members to calm down. Now, a court of competent jurisdiction has adjudged the impeachment as ineffective, null, and void. You say the man should not celebrate? No, ask if you were in his shoes, you will not celebrate?
All right. You know, let me just circle back. I know you've said that you are here to discuss politics, but we invited you here as a lawyer, and we have read your submission as well. And now, with respect to the law, you have said that a person who is aggrieved with the final decision of the court with respect to the judgment, you said that the person first files a notice of appeal. However, it is the position of the law that that notice of appeal will not act as a stay of execution of any kind, of any judgment.
That is
right. That is your position. But some lawyers have argued that a notice of appeal can act as a stay of execution. They've also cited governorship elections when governors lose at the first court of instance. How come they are not removed immediately? If that is the case, I mean, wouldn't there be anarchy if a stay cannot act? I would like for you to enlighten us with respect to law.
Now we are talking law.
Yes.
Now we are talking law. it is elementary that a notice of appeal does not act as a stay. So what is a notice of appeal? Now, if a judge of first instance, the lower court, we'll say the lower court, now usually the high court or the magistrate court, gives a judgment, and a party feels, I am not happy, I'm not comfortable with that judgment for obvious reasons, he goes and files a notice to that court to say, I am not happy with XYZ in the judgment. And you are made to serve the other party who is enjoying the fruit of that judgment. That notice you have filed as a lawyer, will it act as a stay of the judgment to say the man should not enjoy his judgment? The answer is no.
When you say enjoy his judgment, I don't know what you mean by enjoy his judgment.
Yes.
I mean, if someone files a notice of appeal, the law says that everything should return to status quo until we reach the Supreme Court. Isn't that the case?
No. That is if you permit me, I'll just give you a micro lecture on appellate procedures. Like as I was saying, you who is aggrieved, you are aggrieved with the judgment of the court. Mind you, the judge took several hours and months and days to come to a decision. Having arrived at that decision, you are coming with a document to say, I am not happy, I want to appeal. It's a notice. You can file that notice most often than not and go and sleep. That should stop the judgment from being effective. There are many matters today that the lawyers will just file their notice and they go and sleep. Lawyers will attest to this. Does that will render that judgment ineffective? No. For you to make that judgment ineffective temporarily is for you to now file what we call a stay of execution. When you file the stay of execution, morally, the other party morally is supposed to maintain the status quo. But I must distinguish here and now the kind of judgment that we are dealing with.
Yes.
The judgment that was in favor of Shuaibu was a declaratory judgment. Now, let's define what a declaratory judgment is so that our people can understand.
Yeah.
When you go to court to say, for example, I'm an ordinary citizen. My boss just kicked me out of the office. His accusation is that I was late to work 3 times in a week. And that decision of my boss is not in compliance with the rules of engagement. You will now run to court. And the court will invite your boss. Why did you sack this staff? Your boss will give his reasons. And the court will look at it and say, no, I'm not satisfied. Reinstate him back. Because the dismissal was ineffective, null and void. It is declaratory to the extent that you, the boss, have to obey that decision of that court. It's elementary. You have to obey before complaining. You have to obey the court, first of all, so that the sanctity of the judicial system is appreciated. We don't live in a banana republic. It is after you have obeyed the decision of court, you have the liberty to now file a notice of appeal again to say, the decision of court, I'm not satisfied. You cannot ask for a stay in a declaratory judgment. I told somebody somewhere, I said, look, I want to, in all sense of responsibility, if the House of Assembly said they have filed a stay of execution, if they have senior lawyers who represented them, let that particular senior lawyer be bold enough to go before that court.
All right.
I challenge them.
All right, Mr. Ighekpe.
The senior lawyer who filed, excuse me, please. The senior lawyer who filed the application for stay in a declaratory judgment, let him go to court and appear before that judge and tell the judge that this is your judgment. I'm applying for a stay.
All right,
he will be reprimanded.
Okay.
But let me tell you the logic of it. In any application before court, whether competent or incompetent, the law is that whosoever that files it must be given the right to be heard.
Okay, thank you.
So that is what the House of Assembly is taking for a ride. That, we have filed XYZ process, we have a right to be heard. So the court will hear them. But mind you, the man who has enjoyed that judgment has a right to benefit it. Nobody can stop that person from executing, from enjoying the fruit of that judgment, which is a declaratory judgment. We must distinguish it.
All right, that's fine, Mr. Ighekpe. But the gentleman who you like him to enjoy the fruits of the judgment is now leaving the party that gave him the platform to be the deputy governor. He has said that he will return to APC, and we've seen videos of him with the chairman of the APC. We've seen him in campaign. We've seen him, kneeling down for Adams Oshiomhole. What are your thoughts as to what will define the election that is coming in 2 months' time on the 21st of September? Will it be the party platform, or will it be the quality of the individuals that are running to be governor? A corollary of that question will be to find out what your thoughts are, given what people are saying, that even the president himself, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, might be looking to, take a pound of flesh, given his position 4 years ago against Governor Godwin Obaseki, when, as the father of all Democrats that he described himself as at that time, he made a video asking people not to vote for Governor Obaseki. But of course, Obaseki won. Now Obaseki is trying to install a successor. Do you think that the interest of the president would have anything to do with the outcome of this election on the 21st of September?
My brother, let me tell you, politics is local. Politics is local. Let me just give you an analysis. It is a challenge that we don't review empirical data. As we speak today in Edo State, we have 3 senatorial districts. Out of the 3 senatorial districts, PDP has none. Just follow. PDP has none. We have 9 House of Representative positions. 9 at the National Assembly. PDP has only 1. We have 24 members of the House of Assembly. PDP has 14. In that 14, I can dare tell you, my brother, a large amount of them are with them in body, but not with them in the spirit. Coming back again, the category B and C leaders, majorly, that are the bedrock of the party, which I belong to, have left the party. So what are you talking about, Mr. President, coming to intervene? I heard the governor the other day saying that it will take a miracle for APC to win or any other party. Thank God he has submitted that miracle do happen. But in Edo, as we speak, and we must make that known, so that you don't say because Mr. President is there, that is why APC won. I'm a member of the APC now. I joined the APC formally yesterday. Over 70% of Aboriginal PDP has left. Over 70%. The remaining ones that are there, they are there in body and not in spirit. So what are you talking about, Mr. President? Mr. President is going to ensure that we have a level playing field. Let me tell you, we have a security network that was put in place by the governor. These are young men that are armed with guns, owned by them. And those guns, the Commissioner of Police, my personal friend, we have shared thoughts. Tell the Commissioner of Police Edo State to do an inventory of all the guns that the security networks are holding.
Sorry, sir, are you alleging that the governor is arming young men? Are you alleging that the governor is arming young men? I'm just asking for clarity, please, sir.
No, that is not a question, with due respect.
It is a what?
I'm speaking from a point of knowledge. And you are assuming. You can take your assumption personally, but you don't push it to me. But I'm here to tell you sincerely what is on ground. I live in Edo. The point I'm raising is there should be an inventory. If a police officer, for example, loses a firearm, he goes in for it because the source of the firearm is known. The firearm that the Edo Security Network is holding, do they have an armory?
Please, can I ask a question, sir?
All this weapons.
I would like to ask a question, please, especially because we are talking about armed young men, and we have seen that a police officer has lost his life. So I also want us to focus particularly on this situation that led to the loss of life of a police officer, a public servant. Now, Philip Shaibu, the deputy governor of Edo State, did come on Arise and said that I can match them. He has also been accused in 2017 by, I believe it was Agbomere, the APC candidate or aspirant for governor in 2017, of sponsoring thugs to brutalize him and beat him at the same airport, actually, where his own incident occurred with the airport that he was leaving, the Benin airport. Now, I want to ask you, if you know the deputy governor personally, and since you're speaking from a place of knowledge, particularly about armed young men and political thuggery, what would the deputy governor mean when he says, if I match them, it would lead to death?
Your quote, like you said, and you rightly described me as a lawyer, I cannot rely on it to make comments. Your quote, I don't know where you got it from, but what I can only add is that we try to demonize people who are fundamentally pursuing their rights. The deputy governor was a member of the House of Assembly. He was a member of the House of Representatives. He became deputy governor. So it's not a personality that we should describe in very negative terms. It's not it's a personality. The office of a deputy governor is a seat that is shared. Governor, deputy governor. They ran under one ticket. So the respect accorded to the governor is also accorded the deputy governor. Because they are men of endowed integrity. But come, let's play politics now. There are people who are medical doctors. They are comfortable with it, being in the hospital environment, gentle, you know. But when you come into politics, do you know what is the raw material in playing politics? Human beings. Your ability to relate with human beings, to carry human beings. Do you know what it takes for somebody to say, oh, I'm going to see XYZ in the morning and I'll keep going there and I will follow the person? It's not about money. So the deputy governor is coming from a background that has a people-oriented relationship. So if he says, I will match you, it depends on the context. I will match you with human capital. I will match you with endowment of my relationship with people. So if you now decide to look at it from a perspective that is not from that of the deputy governor, so be it. You have a right to your opinion. This is a young man who has been president of the National Association of Nigerian Students. So he is coming from a background of mobilization. So if he tells you, I'm going to match you, if you are coming with supporters, and your supporters are 50, and he's saying, I will match you with 1,000 supporters, why are you not looking at it from that perspective?
All right.
Now, let me tell you something.
Mr. Martin, we are running out of time. We are running out of time. You're a lawyer,
Yes.
politician, and all of that. You have commended Shaibu for
Yes.
maintaining peace. As you said, immediately after he was impeached back in April, he did a broadcast, telling all his supporters across the state to maintain peace, that he will follow due process. And now we have said that, the Edo State government has filed a stay of execution with all of the tension ahead of the September 21st election, the governorship election in the state, and the death of a police officer. Death of a police officer. Shouldn't Shaibu step aside so as to maintain this peace that you have praised him for? People have been asking, what is he trying to prove? And now he has finally decamped to the APC. What exactly is he trying to prove?
I want to thank you for agreeing with me when you said the governor has filed an appeal, which means you have echoed my view that the governor is at the center of it. You were the one that just said just now, the governor was not the one that impeached him.
No,
I didn't
say governor. I said the Edo State government. That's what I said. The government. The Edo State government.
I heard you say government.
You heard me wrong then. But go ahead.
It's on a jocular side.
Go ahead.
Okay,
you were joking.
It's on a jocular side.
Fine.
We know that the person or those who are supposed to file appeal is the House of Assembly.
Correct.
But I just want to re-echo the fact that when I said the governor, we are now on the same page, because the separation of power in this country is actually something we need to work on. There is no separation of power. The House of Assembly is at the seat of this case. What is the business of the governor in resisting the decision of the court? Did any member of the House of Assembly came out to stop Philip Shaibu? No. So the governor has no business in this scenario. With due respect, and like I said, I must say this publicly, despite the fact that the Commissioner of Police is my very good friend, we are very bonded. But my view is that coming to Benin, the security agencies had intelligence that the deputy governor was coming to come and celebrate. I would have expected that preempting what could happen, that there should have been adequate police presence from that airport area. Now, secondly, if there's allegation that the deputy governor wants to go to the government house, the commissioner of police, I know him, is a gentleman, can tell the deputy governor, sir, with what is happening now, I would not want you to go to government house, but I will escort you to your house, to your private residence. Because you're being deputy governor, or that you have been reinstated as deputy governor, it's a continuum until your tenure ends in another three months. But I will escort you to your house, sir, so that you don't go to government house.
All right, Martin, you have not answered my question because we are running out of time.
That motorcade to his private house.
I'm sorry.
That is the only snag I have against the
We agree with you. I agree with you.
But to talk about...
Yes, we agree with you on that aspect. Now, my question was, what exactly is the governor trying to prove with all of this heated issue going on in Edo State? What is he trying? The deputy governor, Philip Shaibu, what exactly is he trying to prove? Can you answer people's questions? Because he even said, right here on Arise TV, that he's not even going to get paid till November. So he's just there. Go ahead.
I will tell you straight away. Between the governor and the deputy governor, the man that has the highest access is the deputy governor, because he's a homeboy. He has a youth-based access. He has access to the elders. But I will tell you, he has just overcome one hug, the reinstatement as a deputy governor, with all sense of responsibility and the attachment of immunity to his office. He can decide to be in his house because you recall that the infantry of the governor came when he locked him out of his office. I mean, this is the first time, let's tell ourselves the truth. This is the first time we are playing politics in Edo State with endowed bitterness and wickedness. Government is a continuum.
All right.
Listen, we have a system when Chief Aneni was alive as a leader to call forth leadership, and this matter is resolved. But let me tell you, as a parting shot, when the governor came into our party, he looked at our constitution and said he's the leader of the party. Those days, if you go to government house or party meetings, all the leaders are sitting with the governor on the high table. Go and look at the one they did the other day. The leaders are sitting, he's looking at them, and he's telling them, as a leader of this party, I will ensure you. Whose leader?
All right, Mr. Martin Ighekpe.
That leadership in the constitution is cosmetic. The leadership evolves from the people. And there are endowed leaders that should be on the high table. Then you now have a connection between the people and the government. What you have today is government leadership without the enhancement and endowment of party members. They can hear me and know what I'm telling them is the truth. So the election is election of politicians galvanizing their voters from their local environment to win the election. If he can do it, no problem. But I want to assure him, we don't need the enhancement of Mr. President. The politicians have rallied around, both in APC, in PDP, to say we want to get our state back so that leadership can excel in our state.
All right, Mr. Martin Ighekpe, we want to thank you. Neither Obaseki nor Philip Shaibu is on the ballot, thankfully. May Edo State get the best candidate on the 21st of September. Thank you for joining us.